Okay, I regret to bring you some very, very disturbing news indeed. I'm kind of hoping this is some type of premature April Fool's joke, because if it's not, then this has got to be one of the most disappointing moments in boxing that I've experienced in all my life. Because well respected, well renowned boxing journalist from America, Steve Kim, just tweeted the following. He said, just got off the horn with Igis Klimas. He says that Team Usyk is moving off the Fury fight for April 29th and will now pursue their mandatory obligations. And there's a quote here from Klimas that says, no matter how much Usyk compromised, he was pushed for more. And the tweet concludes by saying they hope to have him back in June or July. I mean, this is exactly what I did not want to hear. Not entirely unexpected, but I was holding on for dear life that this fight would still take place. Maybe unrealistically so, given what we've seen, given how much Team Fury have moved the goalposts. But yeah, I'm going to make another video about this in the morning. And I pray that when I wake up, this has turned out to be some kind of bad dream, or as I said, a premature April Fool's joke, or it's Team Usyk just having a last-ditch attempt at trying to entice Tyson Fury to take the fight. Something of that nature, because I do not want this to be true and that the fight is actually off. And as I've said all along, based on all the information that has come out, it's very obvious if this fight is called off that Tyson Fury is solely to blame, making all these ridiculous demands, getting 70-30. I mean, how could you get to 70-30 and still be pushing for more? That's what you call pricing yourself out of a fight. So, as I say, I'm going to go to sleep in a couple hours. And when I wake up, I want all of this to have been a bad dream. Because if it isn't, and if it turns out to be true, I am going to go in on Tyson Fury and his army of demented, delusional, idiotic fans. You know, I actually attracted a lot of Tyson Fury fans to my channel during Fury's rivalry with Deontay Wilder, where Wilder was coming out with all these ridiculous accusations about egg weights in gloves and poisoned water and all this nonsense. I was going in on Deontay Wilder and his delusional fans at the time. And so all the Fury fans were cheering me on and sharing my videos. But I have a saying on this channel: no fighter is below praise and no fighter is above criticism. And so when it's now Tyson Fury's turn to get criticized because of all the BS he's been carrying on with, these psychotic Fury fans all of a sudden start calling me a hater. No, I'm objective. And being objective, by the way, doesn't mean criticizing everyone an equal amount. That's not what objectivity is, because not everybody is equally culpable. Some fighters lie, gaslight, duck fights, etc., more than other fighters, and cheat more than other fighters. Therefore, you're going to be criticizing certain fighters more than others. Because again, not all fighters are equally culpable. Not all fighters are equally transgressive. That's what objectivity is. I don't care about your fanboy feelings. I'm here to spit the real. Same goes for promoters. You got all these Matchroom fanboys now calling me an Eddie Hearn hater. Well, little do you know, a couple years ago, I was praising Eddie Hearn because he was doing so much good in boxing, to such an extent that people started accusing me of working for Eddie Hearn. I've never met Eddie Hearn a day in my life. I just give credit where it's due. And when Eddie Hearn was doing good work, I praised him. Once he started doing not so good things, I criticize Eddie Hearn. That's what objectivism is all about. This is not a fanboy channel. If you can't wrap your head around the whole objective concept of what I do here, then you've come to the wrong place. So anyway, this Usyk Tyson Fury thing, Usyk has literally bent over backwards to try and make this fight happen. And his track record all the way through his career has been to go straight for the toughest fights. He really is a throwback. He is what Tyson Fury pretends to be, a throwback fighter who's always looking for the toughest fights because he cares about legacy. He's one of these crazy guys who actually puts legacy before business. And when I say crazy, I don't even mean that in a facetious way or in a sarcastic way. You could actually legitimately call fighters who put legacy before business and health crazy. But that's what it takes to become an all-time great, because that's what the greats of the past did. They put legacy before business and health. And if you're somebody that's not willing to do that, that's fine. Just don't lie about it. Don't pretend that you are one of those old school fighters and you're cut from that same cloth when you're not. And that's what Tyson Fury's been doing for the longest time, pretending he's that kind of old school guy who is all about, the honor and pride and fighting the best, when he's nothing of the sort. Tyson Fury, for his whole career, has been a strategic Mayweather-esque type of operator, where, yeah, he'll take risks here and there, but it's always based upon a risk-reward analysis. And the risk-reward analysis is based on the style of the opponent and how much money he can make out of the fight. Tyson Fury knows that if he fights everybody, all the top guys, back to back to back to back, all the top contenders, and takes the toughest fight available each time he steps out, he knows the odds are he's going to get beat doing that. He, just like Mayweather, has figured out that there is a monetary value attached to having an unbeaten record. So he only wants to take the odd risk every now and then. But in between that odd risk, and it's very calculated, because even if he's fighting dangerous fighters, it's people whose style he thinks is going to play into his hands. And as I say, in between those kind of fights, it's a bunch of filler. That is not how you build an all-time great legacy. It might be how you build an all-time great bank account. Yeah, I mean, ask Mayweather about that, but that's not how you build an all-time great legacy. That's the epitome of being a snake oil salesman. If you're conducting your career in that way and then coming out saying that you're the greatest of all time. You're having a laugh. Tyson Fury's had 6 world title fights, 3 of them against the same guy. Joe Louis had 26 world title fights. So did Muhammad Ali. Lennox Lewis had 17. Mike Tyson had 16. And here's Tyson Fury with 6, 3 against the same guy. And he's saying he's the greatest of all time. Are you having a laugh? Tyson Fury has to go and do a lot of work before he can ever realistically be considered next to the all-time greats. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, you think Tyson Fury would have the style to beat this one or that one, because that's all subjective. It's far too subjective to base greatness on who you think would beat who in a fantasy matchup. No, you have to base greatness on something more tangible than that. Otherwise, it's pure speculation based on people's opinions. And what's more tangible than that is resume. Tyson Fury's resume isn't even in the same universe as the greatest heavyweights of all time as it stands right now. Let Tyson Fury go and beat Usyk, Joyce, Hrgovic, AJ, Ruiz, and a couple of others. Then we can start maybe putting him in the conversation of top 5 of all time based on resume. Until then, it's just silly. It's what it is. It's silly. And it's disrespectful to the greats of the past who actually put the work in to be spoken about in the upper echelons of heavyweight boxing of all time. So anyway, I seriously hope Steve Kim has got it wrong here, or Team Usyk have given him a red herring, because I'm going to go all the way in on Tyson Fury if this news turns out to be accurate when I wake up tomorrow morning. So, hate to be the bearer of bad news, people. Hopefully this is all just a bad dream. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.